Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back into the Dragon's Den for another Chat, Chill, and Build edition. Hey, Chris 2, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Looking forward to seeing you in a couple of days. I was pinging Chris 1, Chris 2, Chris. I was pinging the other Chris today, and he said that you guys are driving up Thursday night, so I'm going to be heading up. Well, you guys are heading in Thursday. I'm heading up on Thursday as well. So I should be able to be up there in time for dinner if you guys want to go and hang out. But yeah, I am looking forward to a weekend away. We aim to be there mid-evening, I think. Okay. Yeah, let me take a quick gander real fast. As to where I am staying. Maybe. There we go. So I'm staying in the Hampton Suites down in Edgewood, Aberdeen South. So it's about a 6-hour drive. So I'll be there. I mean, I don't have to leave way early, but I probably will just because I don't want to drive through all the main cities and stuff during rush hour traffic in the middle of the week. But yeah, I'm going to drive up. We'll see. Evil Diesel may or may not be with me. Some things are fast changing, so we will see. I'm hoping he's able to come, but we'll know last minute here, basically. Just life stuff getting in the way. Sorry, I'm just sitting here fiddling with the printer. But yeah, so I hope everybody's doing well. Hey, Projects in Dad's Garage, how's it going? Hey, guess what? I got something for you. I got me a new coffee mug. It came in earlier this week. I got one for me and one for Mrs. Dragon, who you get to meet this weekend. She's a early childhood special education teacher, so. Yeah, he does have quite a bit going on. Oh, I do like it. A little bit harder to see and the on the text with the puzzle pieces down on the base of the printer, but that's cool. And of course, Mrs. Dragon pointed out, she goes, you realize that they're moving away from the puzzle pieces stuff, and I was like, okay. Only suggestion I have, logo needs to be on both sides. So that way, if you're left or right-handed, you still get to show it off. But I like it. I likes it. Hey, Eagle, you want to be, I want you to be careful when you get into Baltimore. How is family? We're doing good, Eagle. I need to call and chat with everybody in the next day or so before we head out. But yeah, doing well. Hey, Liz, how's it going? I tried chatting with you earlier today, or at least I saw you on Canuck Creator streams. So I tried to ping out. It wouldn't let you with that design for some reason. Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, the different sites let you do one thing or another, and it's weird. You were all over the place. I know you're all over the place, Liz. And on top of that, you're probably like packing and starting the freak out process like I'm doing. I sat there last night while sitting with Mrs. Dragon. I was printing on the riff, and then it started like, I'm not going to say waiting out, but it was just doing some weirdness. So then I grabbed the stuff and started working on the Micron. We've got it all paneled up. And let me move my coffee so I don't make a mess and spill things. Like, yeah, let's move it to the table right next to the laptop. But we got our clicky-clack door installed. Nice satisfying click. It doesn't fully shut all the way, but it's going to break in over time. It's just got fresh foam on everything. And I put the foam on the inside of the door versus the inside of the printer. That way, if he ever takes this off and goes back to a standard door for whatever reason, it's on the door and not the printer itself. So, laundry is your burden today. Yeah, Mrs. Drag has been doing laundry the last couple of days because she just got back from Colorado Springs, and I will be taking over tomorrow to do last bit of laundry to pack. I will be taking off Thursday morning, and then right now we're at the 50-50 stage on whether Evil Diesel is able to come with me or not. Fingers crossed, everybody. We may still be good for him to come, possibly not. But yeah. So while we're here, I have pushed just enough plastic to configure E-steps. And that's it. So what I'm going to do here is cut this at an angle. And we're just going to, like, I don't know, print a cube, do something. We will do something with this today. I have not put on the spool holder for this just because I didn't want any chance of having it busted. I'm a little fearful of the top pieces, so I'll take these off and pull the PTFE tube inside of it before I put it in the truck, just to ensure that we don't have any issues. And of course, we're not powered on just yet, so let's grab our power cord. And I'm gonna put you all, put you guys down here so you can see the screen as I power this on. So I played with this a little bit last night. Figured out how to get the Micron splash screen to work. So we've got the Micron beginning logo on it. Yay. You did laundry yesterday, need to do more tomorrow. Yeah. Hey, Mad Scientist Slack, how's it going? Welcome on in. So yeah, I got everything set up. We've got motion going. We got all of the panels on. The only thing we don't have is a under deck panel, like a true bottom panel on this, because there wasn't one in the panel kit. Not sure why. I didn't even look at the box to see if it was supposed to have it in there, but there just isn't one. So I'll have to transport this the way it is. Bring you guys back out here. Yay. And of course we'll have to run this with the door open, potentially take it off, but we'll open it up. Because we're running PLA. Or I guess, yeah, I'm not going to pull the tops off yet. Thank you. Like I said, this is the Micron Plus. This is built for Zura. And he's going to pick this up at 3D Printopia. Basically, he had all the kit components. He brought it down and gave it to me at Murph and asked me if I'd be willing to build it and use it as content for the build. I said, right on, we can do that. And yeah, so we've been building this over the last few streams, and I think we're there. Steve Builds jumped in on the last stream and in 5 minutes had figured this out and had a potential solution for the issues I was having with the riff, which you'll see is not here because I moved it downstairs so I could work on it while sitting there with Mrs. Dragon. And like I said, that one's pushing plastic. However, that one's going to have some changes to it here shortly. So for now, let me, do I not have, we'll bring up Orca Slicer. And we're just going to do a basic cube. Just get things going. We'll do prepare. We'll need a Micron. Huh. I thought I had a Micron over here still, but I guess not. Oh, that stinks. That's okay. I'll just pull up over here because I know I have one over here. But yeah, I am working on trying to do some stuff with the riff in this, in the guise of, at least I thought I had a Micron in here. Okay, apparently I don't. So I guess we'll come over here. Let's see. That's the Micron. Do we have printers for ants up? Micron firmware. Slicer bed model. Oh, I have this bed model. We don't have. Ay. Okay. Well, I'll let him do that. I was hoping that they had a straight up like slicer profile. Maybe not. I guess we'll go into Orca and just add a printer. Let me jump over here to the full display so you can see what I'm working on. And cancel, prepare, come over here and hit the little slider bars in the printer section, and that will let us add a printer. Now, Micron. Is there no Micron profile set up already? We're going to have to just do like a Voron V0 and go from that. I thought for sure they had like printers for ants. Fine. Whoops. What the hell? Voron. We'll grab the V0 because it'd be the right size at least. That'll at least get us the right size bed. Make sure the machine G code is, wow, that's. Whoops. There we go. We just need that. We'll rename this as Micron Plus. Yeah, we'll leave it as Micron Plus. Say OK. Did I download all the Micron files or not? Probably would have just been easier to search. Sorry, I'm just kind of rambling. So yeah, what I was doing was I was looking at the Orange Storm Giga because there is Start G code in the Orange Storm Giga that allows you to turn on only one of the 4 beds or multiples depending on the geometry of your part. So I'm looking at that because my riff has 2 build plates. I'm going to see if I can't mimic that Start G code to only turn on either the front or the rear or both build plates depending on the geometry that we're doing at that time. All right, so we did open up the Micron there. If we come over here to basic information, we're going to say set. We're actually 180 by 180 here, and we're going to load a texture. We're going to look for the Micron main slicer, and we can go with a blue or a green. Let's do blue. And then we will also load the bed model. We'll say OK. And there we go. There's our Micron build plate and platter. Generic PLA, sure. Standard, sure. Let's start off with, we're just going to add a primitive cube. We're going to resize this to non-uniform scale. We're going to do 80 by 80 by 0.4. That'll give us 2 layers on an 80 by 80 object. .4. There we go. And we'll slice that, and I should have probably did this first. That's not what I wanted. We'll do this. And we're going to put in micron.local test. It can talk, that's good. Slice. And before I say print, I probably need to load filament. And before I do that, we'll home. Then we'll raise it up just a little bit so that we have some gap when so we can make sure we get the filament loaded. Switch things around. Working on setting up pressure link on the Mark III's. Nice. I need to ask Evil Diesel if he's done that with the Mark IIIs that I have at his house. And darn it, that's the other thing. I just moved that 25 millimeters. That's not even 25 millimeters off the deck. Does anybody know the gear ratio of a Galileo to Z? Galileo to Z. Nine to one? Yeah, that's why I just need to double check. There you go. Up to 9 to 1 from 5 to 1 for increased printer resolution. Blah, 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 blah. All right, so it is 9 to 1. So we need to do gear ratio of 9 to 1 because that is not working right now. So printer config for X, Y, Z. Yeah, gear ratio is currently 64 to 16. 9:1. $64 to 16. That's 2 to, is that, no, not 2 to 1. 4 to 1. And that should help. Thanks, mad scientist. Now I'll have to rehome. Feels a little weird not having a bunch of printers and stuff right behind me right now. Okay. I thought I did home the access. Or are you just going extra super slow on the down? Oh, crap. It just triggered early. So triggered early. We're going to try this again. Let's see if we drop this back to 4. Because remember, we increased it because the gantry was getting cattywampus, but the gantry might have been going cattywampus because we had the wrong gearing ratio. So let's see if that may solve that or not. Nope, it is triggering early still. So We're going to go ahead and increase it 1 on the sensitivity, and let's see if that helps. And 1, I don't like that noise, and 2, it thinks it homed. All right, I'm kind of confused now. Are we cattywampus again? We are cattywampus again. Okay. Do that. I had, I had to mess with it. Couldn't leave well enough alone, huh? All right, that is getting way cattywampus. So we're going to go back up to 5. Because that is apparently where it likes to be at. You were just working. Why are you not working anymore? Okay. Can we QGL? I don't know what that was about, but we're good. Um, yeah, it's kind of nice that we've got some things out of here. Now, in the next little bit, while this does its QGL, we will be, when we get back, this one right here, our large 2.4, well, our 300 size 2.4, will be getting a stealth changer. Our Trident will get a all-wheel drive, a Jabberwocky, and a matching enclosed box turtle. So we're going to take this box turtle, which is one I built under beta. We'll bring that down, we'll take it apart, we'll rebuild it and add the enclosure to it. So it'll be up to spec. And then we'll add the Jabberwocky in here instead of the Filomatrix. And that'll give this one a nice upgrade. That'll be this one up at a stealth changer. We'll have an Ender 3NG build to do. Did that? Okay. It didn't like something there. Hey, Jonathan Joestar, welcome in. How are you doing today? We are working to get a first print out of the Micron and just chatting about some of the projects that will be coming up after 3D Printopia. yeah, so we're gonna, this is a build for one of our channel subscribers named Zura. This is a Micron Plus, revision 1 on all the build parts. Couple of mods in here. We're using a E3D Revo PZ probe. So this right now is doing nozzle probing. We've got a GBB15 board that sits on the back cross member between the two motors, the B and A motor. And that GBB15 is a CAN bus toolhead board with dual motors, dual end stops, and dual thermistors. So what we're doing is we've got that mounted there, and the two motors are going to that board. The Y end stop goes to that board, and then we have a chamber thermistor that's currently going all the way back through the Z chain directly to the controller underneath. And then we come out of the GBB15 for the umbilical that comes to an EBB36 at the toolhead. So other mods here is we've got Galileo 2 Z drives on all four corners. We have the Galileo 2 wristwatch for the extruder. And of course the Colony Clacker, which is a clicky clack for the smaller printers, door system, so that will keep this nice and well insulated. So this is a build we picked up from Zura, who will go by Blue Chocobro if he shows up in the chat. We picked this up from him at Midwest Rep Festival. We've done the build and we're going to bring it to 3D Printopia. And you should see this over at the Princeps booth with him. What else? We've been working on another printer called the Rift 600. We will have that one at 3D Printopia with us as well. Okay, so this is done. Now I'm just going to slice that 2-layer cube. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to heat up the extruder. Actually, raise this. Now I will heat up the extruder. And I'll get the filament started. Yeah, sorry, kind of went all over the place here. So the plan for 3D Printopia, I will have a booth right next to Ecovate 3D and right across from LDO. Let me see if I can't pull up the history. Where's my history? There it is. Score. While this heats up and I try and get some filament ready. So this is the floor plan for 3D Printopia. And you'll come into the main hall from the front of the building up here in the top left, where the main hall is. And this will be the entrance. You can come down through the stairwell and you'll come out underneath these bleachers in the corner. And right here is Recreator and Princeps. So Princeps is where this Micron should be at, right over here. If you follow this hallway down, or this aisle, you'll have Ecovate 3D and LDO. My booth is Luke I. I'm right across from LDO. And at my booth, I'm going to have the Ender 5 Plus sized 0G Mercury 1, and I will have the RIF 600 build. Oh crud, I still have not done a filament load macro for this. That, and I just realized I had this down at 1 millimeter per second, so that's going to take a bit. So yeah, we'll be right here next to Ecovate 3D. I'll probably have a couple of things over at the Ecovate 3D space. They're the local 3D printing shop here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And I'm going to be bringing my Ender 5 Plus sized 0G Mercury 1 that we built on stream called Magenta Rising, because it's printed in neon magenta and has all metal gantry with 9mm belts, Kraken motors running at 48 volts, and a bunch of other metal cut parts in it. We also have the RIF 600, which is a 300 by 600 build size printer. That is a custom printer designed by V4 Creations and available on printables.com. Very nice. That is spewing nicely. And I'm going to be bringing a Prusa Mark IV, or excuse me, not a Prusa Mark IV. Prusa Core 1 that I built months ago, I think, over at Ecovate with a auto eject, which is a automatic bed mount or an automatic bed swapping system. And I really need to sit down and get that spacing set up and make sure that the scripts are still working. Key thing, the last week before a show, do not update anything. Okay? Do not update firmwares. Do not update anything. I've done that. It turns bad. Hey, Mr. Wizix, how's it going? The craziest, oh yeah, the craziest Monopoly board. Yeah, this is, so I know Liz is here, so down here heading towards the outside, this is where everybody's going to be loading in, is down here on the bottom right. We'll have K2 Kevin of Maker Chip fame and the K2 clip, of course. We'll have Hedgehog Makes. Pez Liz will be running around in this area. And Liz, if you're still here, is Glendon coming? So no, update all in the near, yes, dear God, Mr. Wizix, no. You do an update all right now and you might just be crying at 3D Printopia. Let's see, who else? We have Filament Stories and Polar Filament right next to the Gloop folks. So Filament Stories and Polar Filament will be doing the filament swap. So if you have a partially used spool and you want to trade it in for a new spool or more than one spool, you can bring that down and trade in your partially used spool. They'll gauge how much is left, give you one or more tickets for it, and then you'll be able to exchange those tickets for another filament later on. So that's always cool. But I kind of look here and say, okay, what filament companies are here so I can make a haul? Well, we'll have Polar Filament will have new makers. Sparta 3D's coming down, though I'm not sure if they're going to be selling. That's why I had some filament sent to Liz, and she's going to bring me filament because she is cool like that. The tariff was going to be stupid crazy. We have Greengate Filament and Polymaker up here at the top. I don't know if Creality is going to have any filament or if they're just going to be showing printers. They're probably not doing any sales. West 3D, I'm sure, might have some Ambrosia there. We've got Cookie CAD and Soriatech down here. Luke's Lab, you're going to want to go see Luke's Lab. You're also going to want to come to my booth. If you've been following along, Luke's Lab has been teasing something coming that's being announced at the show. Both of my printers are going to have what's being announced at that show on them. No Glendon, such a sad day. That is sad. Creality scanners, yeah, the Creality scanners are going to be there. I'll tell you, this other corner over here is really cool because you have Princeps, maker of the Baby Belt, and the Crooked Crow. You have Recreator, which is repurposing all of our PET bottles, right? Reduce, reuse, recycle. You have Metalhead 3DP and Hendrix and Jantech. These guys are like mad scientists, right? Hendrix, the one that does all of the electroplating of printed parts. Jantech is very, very crazy knowledgeable on a bunch of stuff. And I believe Metalhead does a lot of really crazy 3D prints as well. Who else do we have running around here? Of course, we've got KB3D, who's basically an original sponsor of me and the channel. He likes to give me all kinds of cool things like black box. This is the first black box kit in the wild. I built that, and yeah, this is somewhat unique because the wiring harnesses were not ready in time, so I got this without a wiring harness, and I followed the wiring guy, or the wiring, we'll say, wire map that was provided to Lineo to make the wiring harnesses, and I handmade the wiring harness in here. Found several errors. When they got the first batch from Lineo, Chris had to sit down and repen some wires. And then Steve Builds validated the wiring harness and found some routing errors that needed to get solved. And then, to my knowledge, I'm still the only one with a black stack, which is this cart that it is sitting on. I'm the only one with one of these, which is designed specifically to hold the black box and the E-Dry unit. So that's cool. And I just realized, I'm like, why is that at 19%? That's normally under, like, that's in single digits normally. And I forgot we had a power outage, so it probably just didn't turn back on after that. So yeah, a lot of good stuff there. I don't know who Hatch is. Anybody know who Hatch is? I don't know. But anyhow, stop by. It's going to be a fun weekend. I'm going to have Mrs. Dragon's Death Racer. At this time, Evil Diesel is a 50-50. He may be able to go. He may have to stay behind. And if he does, it'll be a sad day. It'll make me cry. But yeah. So we're going to upload and print. And what we're going to do is this is going to let us set our Z offset. So you're thinking it shouldn't have a Z offset because it's doing nozzle probing, but we'll be able, you will want to adjust it to make sure that it's fully done. We'll switch over here, make the screen smaller and or the screen go away completely. Why, oh why? There we go. But yeah, and then that's the main hall. The auxiliary hall will be where we have the brain fart. The auxiliary hall will be where we have the pits for the death racers and the drag racers. You'll have the Pine Derbies over there as well. And I will tell you this. Last year at Printopia, didn't like something. Now it's triggering way early again. What the heck? Why are you... I do not know why it's doing what it is doing. Hey, Chewy, how's it going? How is it going, my friend? We're just doing a restart on the printer here because it's deciding to be cantankerous. So why does Printopia have to be the same weekend as Deer Opener? I don't know. I don't think it's Deer Opener for me. I think Deer Opener is still a couple of weeks off. All right, let me just make sure that my start G code has the right information in it again. Print underscore start, extruder, nozzle temperature, bed. Ah, that's probably going to be why. How much you want to bet my macro's looking for bed temp and extruder temp? Where's my macros? Hello, Mrs. Dragon. Print underscore start. No, it uses bed and extruder. It also looks for chamber temp too. Ah, okay. So I guess I will stop trying to be all lottie-dottie. Well, A, copy. Print start extruder nozzle temp, bed temp. You can use following code instead if your print start Mackie supports chamber. We can do that. Print underscore start. Okay. Twice. Print. Flow. Unknown command. Exclude object define. Why are you not liking that particular command? Do we not have exclude objects in here? Probably not. Is that one? It is, it is. Hey, Waters, how's it going? You just bumped the power for the U1. Uh-oh. Are you just checking its power loss recovery features? Hey, Bexy Beans, how you doing? You just missed Mrs. Dragon sneaking in here with some fresh coffee. Ooh, and I got Dunkin' Donuts too. What kind of donuts do we get? Oh, you got munchkins. We got little bitty fat pills. That over there. We'll finish some out of our Making It on the Spectrum mug from Projects in Dad's Garage. You think you have it turned off, but weren't you doing like multi-level maker coins with PETG interface layers? Your beloved queen. Yeah, she's my beloved queen too. Dunkin' coffee's good. What are we doing? Look at the right machine. Okay, we're lowering the temp back down to do our probing. That's good. What I was going to do is come over here and grab a few initial bits and bobs, like that. That way we'll make sure to have includes and things of that nature there when we're done here. I don't stop complaining about that. And extruder is not hot enough. Well, no kidding. Why did you shut everything off? What the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Print start. Bed, extruder, chamber. Printer toolhead, access maximum, XY, set display. 28, G90. That's a very, very complicated print start. Like all I want to do is print a cube. Why, what is going on? It's like it's not getting the temperatures and it's not waiting for temperatures. Sounds complicated, yeah. Well, I'm just trying to do a 2-layer cube to dial in the first layer height, and it's just being stupid. And I'm about to just like strip out the print start and go very basic on it. Ugh. All I want to do is push plastic. I swear it has pushed plastic. See, there's there's plastic right there. It has oozed plastic. I need to figure out a good mount for this. Either that or just take the other one out and put another piece of den rail in there. This is going to go into the Optimus P1. You know how bad this is? We only need 2 physical drivers, right? X and Y. Z is going to be basically a step stick that just pulls the signal pins, enable and signal pins over to the external drivers. And then the extruder is going to be on the tool head now. It's like this is even going to be overkill. Hey, Evil Diesel, what's up? Anything new? You haven't sent me anything new. We're trying to get this to actually do its thing. And that didn't actually go down and touch off at the base, did it? Because that's really high to be 20 something millimeters off the bed. Doing last minute reprints, more OCD than anything. Are you reprinting stuff for the Death Racer again? Yeah, this thing's triggering early, so we're gonna have to stop this. And I don't know why that stopped. They're not hot enough. That's great. Yeah. All right. No, it's going to make it hard to work with you if you keep reinitializing on me. All right. I don't know what's going on, but we're just going to give her a minute to rethink her choices in life. Bring you guys back down here so that you can see that lovely screen when I boot her back up. The screen, not the filament, the screen. Redoing the wings. The glitter black wasn't printing smooth. New side panels getting sliced. Okay. Look at that. So pretty. Your CPU is crying as you reslice the coins. Oh goodness. You probably need to, I don't know, redo some things there, bud. Okay, we're triggering early. Why are we triggering so early? You know what? Is it a... Ah, crap. I'm going to have to... Let me bring up the e3d.com. E3D online. The ever-loving hell. Thank you. Okay, we come here, we go to support, help center. We want Revo. Revo PZ. Roller LED and presets. There we go. Okay. All off is the default. Most sensitive setting. All right, that's at 0. 1. Okay, so we're going to home this and see if she homes. If not, we'll go back and make it a little more sensitive, and then a little more sensitive, and eventually we'll whoops, where are we going now? That's what I want. There we go. Okay, so that was too sensitive. We'll go to the next stage. Ready with the emergency stop in case it hits hard. Okay. So that seemed to work. Now I really just need to figure out this print start. And I'm trying to use the macros that came built in, and it's just one of those things that I might have to just say the hell with it, because something is not nice. So over here on my, so what I'm looking at here is Dragon Spawn, which is the Annex Engineering K3. And I'm just trying to look at the print start macros, just kind of see where we're at. So set bed, set extruder, probe temp offset, no. Clear progress bar, disable fans, disable coordinates, extruder relative mode, bed mesh clear. I'm just trying to see the order of things. All right, there's 140 to start the bed heater, 109 to preheat the nozzle to a standard temp. So target to the bed, da, 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 da. Pull home, G90, bed mesh clear. Go to the center of the bed and park. It should be in the center of the bed after doing a homing, so I don't think we need that. That's a little bit redundant. M106. This turns on the part cooling fan if the bed is set to over 90. Oh, excuse me. Turn on the filter. Okay, so that's just fan stuff. M190 set target bed. So set 190 is set and wait. So turn on the bed and wait. Set the display text. Turn on the hot end to 150. Set display text. Do a quad gantry level. Do a home. Do the bed mesh calibrate. Set display text. Park. Now go to the target extruder. Do a prime and go. I mean, everything there makes sense. Means I also want to come in here to machine G code and get rid of this because this just starts turning on heaters for no reason. We'll let the print start G code take care of that. Should not be this hard. Just cloning them across the plate. There's only 350 coins on the same plate. Okay, so the bed's heating up. Cheeky elbow shot. Yeah, Diesel should be able to slice it for you. Oh, there you go, Bexy Beans. Starting to get all cuddled in. She's a little bit further north than we are, Diesel. 9 degrees Celsius, which isn't the coldest. Cold for the UK is 2 to 5 degrees. Yeah, that's the big thing when it drops. Like we had it was 52 or it was 58 in the morning and 82 in the afternoon. So we had almost a 30-degree temperature swing, and that was brutal in the same day. Not hot if it's above 35 C. Come on, I want to push plastic. Make cube. Oh yeah, good weather for soup and stew. See what it's good weather for, as Chewy was starting to allude to, is it's getting near hunting season, so we need to go do some hunting. And then after we get a deer, we can make some venison chili and, enjoy ourselves. And while this is doing its thing, in case you guys haven't heard these parts, these are mounts for the Jabberwocky that we printed in PPSCF. So I'm looking forward to putting these on the printer and seeing how they sound. Or not how they sound, but getting these on a printer and then seeing, how things like input shaping graphs and so on like that go. You're good with living anywhere unless it's gray and cloudy all day. It's not gray and cloudy every day in the UK. I think from the little bit of time I have spent in the UK, I think it's rainier and more consistently gloomier in Oregon than it is in the UK. But you're very susceptible to sad. Yes. Yes. Hey, Jedi Spidey, how's it going? How's that new printer? I haven't seen any posts on the new printer yet. Oh, Bexy, me and Diesel are a mess. We've been so many times around the world. It's crazy. You got your second print going on it now? Awesome. The humidity was intense in Vancouver. Like, was it as intense as it was in Indiana? Yeah, it nearly killed you. Yeah, it was a hot mess in Indiana. Oh yeah, talk to the girlfriends about the Stuttgart trip. Yeah, that's why I've got all of my main stuff over here in the E-Dry. Which, by the way, since I turned it on, it has gone from 19 to 3% humidity in that cabinet with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 spools of filament, ranging from nylon to TPU to polycarbonate. Before was crying. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it was dangerous for Evil Diesel, and I'm surprised they just had the one person that slipped. Now, what we need to do is get you over to like Bel Air because it's going to be a little bit cooler and a little bit later in the season. All right. So we just put down a purge line, which was actually pretty darn good. I'm going to bring you guys in here to check this out. How's that for first layer going down? This right here is the joys of nozzle probing. You tell it to probe with that nozzle, as long as your nozzle's clean, you should be getting perfect first layer every time. Look at that first layer goodness. Sorry, the camera itself is actually pretty darn hot. These little tiny uh, OBS bot tiny cameras get pretty darn hot. Hey, I had the orange right there and available. Might as well use it. It's probably waterlogged, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I don't have to do anything to this bed. All right, so what's going to be our first real test? My plans for today was just push plastic. So stream has, met its goals. We push plastic. We're talking about 3D Printopia. We're good. This is the last stream before I leave. I will be leaving Thursday morning. Hopefully, Evil Diesel will be coming with me, but we'll see. Yeah, SeaCard's pretty cool. You should check your text messages. Ah, there you go. No audio. I'm seeing stuff. Can everybody else hear me? I'm seeing audio going out. There we go. Oh, okay. Just Evil Diesel. Ah, okay. So I spoke soon. We had some, almost looks like some skip steps where we didn't get good coverage. I think we're still good though. Yeah, exactly. So we'll be at uploading a 400 meg print to the U1. Oh dear God, Waters, you're going to blow out the USB drive. Um, yeah, so we're going to be doing Form Next in Frankfurt, and then I still need to get with Mukesh about the plans for that, and then Bexy Beans and some of her friends will be doing the con down at Stuttgart. So we got to try and figure out how to make everything mesh and maybe take a day to drive Mrs. Dragon around down to Wiesbaden in the old haunts. How do you blame me? How do you blame me? We didn't go out and go drinking. You went out with your friend, like your youngins, and went drinking. You watched my youngins when I was at work and then sat down and drank with me once I got home off of night shift and the kids walked across the way to go to school. I mean, day drinking is allowed when you're on night shift. I'm just saying. Like, don't drink while you're on work, but after work, if you're working night shift, day drinking is allowed. It's nighttime for you. Okay, first print. And like I said, I have calibrated the E-steps. What I'm going to do is give a slight, maybe about a eighth turn. Just give it a little bit more grip. So once again, that came off really nicely. So we got a real nice, good first layer purge there. Let me see if I can pop this off without getting a lot of fingers all over it. Come on, you. Can't get my fingernail underneath it. There we go. So on the bottom, you will see that we had some gaps. Now that I think is just the extrusion, because we see some gaps here as well on the very top layer. So I think this is a printing speed issue, which could just be outrunning the filament, because it was at, what was the filament at? Stop that. Generic PLA, temperatures, 220. It should be rolling at 220. 220 should be plenty hot enough to get that out. It is a Revo. It is still a Revo, right? So 220 Revo, 12 millimeters, but here's the kicker. The speed, first layer was 50. First layer infill, though, was at 105. So 50, it was obviously printing good, but at 105, it's a bit much. So we probably just need to tune a profile for it and just slow things down a little bit. But now what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of our square, and let's see, what do we have as far as, we got an Orca cube, we got a 3D Benchy, we got a Voron cube. What do we want to do, folks? Want to do an Orca cube? Now, once again, I haven't done any tuning yet. This is literally the first plastic that it has pushed outside of just doing an extrusion test. I don't have a good dragon head. I really should get a dragon head, like a smaller dragon head that I can do sample prints in. Dealer's choice. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do an Orca cube. It should go fairly fast. Now, the one thing that we need to be cognizant of is we are doing nozzle probing. So we do want to make sure that our nozzle is clean. We do not have a brush or a decontaminator set up on this. That is probably something that we need to work on. Uh-oh. What is... Oh? No, so we're going to play this now. All right, so what's going on? All right. For whatever reason, I have a feeling that my wireless is blipping or something, because it's just giving me crap. Extruder not hot enough. Well, no kidding, because you're cooled down. You should actually start and... Why? Why are we playing this? Start G code. Where did my start G code? There's my start G code. print extruder, bed temp, blah, 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 print tip, chamber temp. All the temps are there. Why are we, why? Just why? Just why? In stop still triggered after retract. File selected. All right, something's going on. It's almost, now I'm curious if maybe it's, I don't know. In stop stepper X still triggered after retract. But G-code files. Let me look at the orc cube. See what it's sending. Hey, 3D Medic Vince, how's it going? You're going to head out. You got the U1 printing again. Well, that's good. Going to drive now. All right, water sounds good. Yeah, safe travels to the back home, Waters. And hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood, that the U1 prints well overnight. Okay, so exclude object, print start, extruder, bed, chamber, print min, print max. Like, I'm not seeing anything in the file that would be an issue. What it's saying is the in stop is still triggered, which Y would be triggered, but X is not triggered. Will it home? Oh, you know what? I wonder if it's a positioning issue where it's hanging on something. Yep. It was just it was catching something. So that's an issue with the park location. So where is the park location defined? Printer config, park. Park macro moves it to bed mesh clear. No. X to half. Y. Okay, we're gonna do mass, right? We're gonna do mass. So go G0 move X to toolhead axis maximum X //2. That means the maximum for X divided by 2. So that should put it in the middle, right? And it was in the middle. Then Y, toolhead axis maximum for Y in half. So that should have put it in the middle of the bed versus at the back in the middle. So we've homed. So if I click on park, it should basically just raise up 30, which it did. So why the hell did it go all the way to the back? I don't know. Now it says X still trigger after retract. What is going on? Why? Breathe. Just too busy with work, Diesel. Really hoping to afford your printer next month, and then I can make some stuff. You were looking at the A1, right? Yeah, the Centauri Carbons are really good printers. Now that I've put the end stop / brace at the bottom of this, it makes me really want to pull it off and actually configure the X end stop so it's a physical end stop and get away from the sensorless homing on X. All right, so bed's heating up. Sensorless homing is great when it works, but as soon as it's not working, it is a pain in the butt. And physical end stops have always worked without a hitch, so that's kind of where I was going with. I don't know. Might want to just get rid of it. All right, we'll leave the door open because this is printing PLA. We're not printing any highfalutin exotic materials. And after this print, I will say I'm not going to stay on here too long tonight. I'm going to kind of rest up and relax. I'm off work tomorrow, and it's going to be running through and doing some final packing. Diesel's supposed to bring over Mrs. Dragon's Death Racer so we can get that packed. And then tomorrow night, he'll come over, and it's probably when he'll bring the Death Racer over is tomorrow night, but he'll come over and we'll load up the truck. You approve of the rest and chilling? Well, I appreciate that. Oh, dude, they both died? You have replacements for them already, though, right? Because the screens are consumables in a LCD or in a resin printer. The screens are consumables. They will go out over time, just like your FEP. Cool. Cool, cool. Okay, Diesel, I'm going to ask. Regular time? They both went out the same way. It's like someone drew a circle in the center so only the outer edges are working. Oh, wow. That's wonky. Yeah, that way I can sleep in a little bit, which will be nice. Filament companies are killing me right now. HTPLA and HTPLA glass fill are back in stock now. Thanks, Polymaker. Right before the show. Atomic, 10 packs now available. Thanks, Atomic. Right before the show. They're 10 pack of short spools, which is 70%. Gotcha. Yeah, like everybody's throwing sales up, and I'm like, you guys are killing me right before the show. Just all the 10 pack short rolls, yeah. Cool. Let me know if you need anything. Yeah, no, it's not gluten free. It's glass fill. You'll have glass fill. GF is glass filled. CF is carbon fiber. So now this donut hole I'm getting ready to munch on is definitely not gluten free. Do I have a Revo 0.8 Obsidian? Those are sixes. What color is the 0.8? Well, never mind, because none of the ones I actually have here are Obsidian. They're they're all standard. I mean, I guess I could check. Uh, this has got a Revo in it, so let me see what this has got in it. Here. Actually, you know the one that might have it is I think this is a copper one as well. Yep, that's the copper one. This one shouldn't have a Revo in it. But damn, that one does have a Revo in it. But it's a red, which is the 0.4, right? Green? Yeah, red is 0.4, yeah. I don't have the Revo, so if I had, all right, Revo. I don't have the Obsidians. If I had one, it's probably, if I had a 0.8, yeah, I've got a 0.25, I got a 0.15. I've got some 0.6s. And like I said, I just think everything I have here right now is standard copper. Oh, I've got a 0.6 obsidian, not a 0.8. If I had a 0.8, it's probably on the one that's down at the shop. It's down at Ecovate inside the Optimus P1. It's most likely on that one. Um, Now that one I did have. Give me a second. Let's say this. Yep. Nope. No bueno. No bueno. Yeah. Yeah. So I've got a high flow here. I've got a couple of 0.6 new in box, but not a 0.8. You'll have to hunt a nozzle down for the Centauri carbon then. Um, Let me take a look. These are all 0.4s. Where's the other pack then? Dang it. I know I had the multi-pack for the Centauri carbons. Now I just have to figure out what I did with the darn thing. Hey, there we go. Hey, shenanigans, how's it going? 0.4, 0.4, 0.4, 0.8, 0.2. Dear God. Focus. 0.2. Tiny, tiny, tiny. 0.6. So I do have a 0.8 here. So I've got a 2, 3 fours, a 6, and an 8. God. Get out my grandpa eyes here. Yeah, 0.6. The other one's 0.8, so I'll bring the 0.8 for the Centauri carbon over tomorrow. Eight, 50 pounds for a 0.8 and 22 pounds shipping. Holy. You don't see the point of sticking a high flow in the Mark IIIs? Yeah. Though I will tell you, the Mark IVs are actually coming with high flow nozzles out of the box. But I will bring this with me tomorrow. I'll have to figure out what to do, how to do it, but I will bring this with me tomorrow. Oh, and I just realized this is not, that's not printing very well. Pause. Cancel. All right. So the prime went down decent, but this we'll just go with broken and jank. And I have a feeling it's just the speed. It's just the speed. Okay, where are we at? Or maybe not. Let's raise that up. And let me grab the blob of plastic that was forming. I'm not liking the way that was looking. What are you doing on speeds there? Slow the first layer down. So let's just pull it down a bit and something a little less chaotic. Like we're not trying to do speed benchy stuff here. Now we'll just switch them out of Revos. You get this is going to make me want to switch it over to an XN stop. Like I will see myself doing that tonight. Feel you guys will understand this. Having that debate if I need painkillers for my lower back pain, but if I commit to the painkillers, I must also commit to food. Well, yeah, I will harm you if you don't eat. That's why I'm going to force you to go to breakfast in the morning. That's why you're going to breakfast in the morning. All right, so while we're waiting for this to heat up and do its thing, I got some nozzles that I ordered from KB3D. Yeah. Let's see. We've got two 1mm nozzles, two 1.2mm nozzles, a 1.4, and you got to see this one. This is a 1.8mm nozzle. So 1.8 and a 0.8 next to it. I can get it up closer where you can see it. So 0.8 on the left and a 1.8 on the right. Do you have a machine that has 2.85 filament? No. I have machines that take 1.75, but you know what? A 1.8 is slightly bigger than a 1.75, and you can still push enough filament to fill out that orifice. Especially when that is running through a hot end that gets very, very hot. Remember, I have hot ends that can go up to 500C now. Especially if I put them in on a metal. Yeah. Do not put a 500C hot end in printed parts and then expect it to print, because you will melt your printed parts and then your hot end will fall out. I think that's exactly what Canuck Creator did when he was trying to print Peak with Toasty Boy. But we've got the Takeoff, we've got the Calamity, and I've got another tube to mount. So, hey, MakerMind Nexus, how you doing, Mr. Borio? Hope you're doing well. I'm going to be taking a nozzle over to Mr. Evil Diesel tomorrow morning. This is a 0.8 nozzle for the 0.8 hardened nozzle for the Centauri Carbon. You're just in the shop and lurking. Oh, well, there you go. Just send it. It'll be fine. Exactly. Exactly. Like I said, I should be able to use a 1.8 millimeter nozzle with a 1.75 millimeter filament because, like I said, I should be able to push enough through to get it there. You're still rocking the ECC. Yep. Hey, I don't know. I'm not sure if I like them that much. Um, I'm not sure if I really like the Centauri carbons that much. That's 4 Centauri carbons, by the way. And I've been printing off the parts for the boron stealth changer with the Centauri carbons. Yeah, diesel has 2 and wants a third. Yeah. Well, and that's why we bought, all of these nozzles is so we can swap them out when we destroy the originals. So now you're addicted to decorations? Yeah. Hey, Pete, how's it going? So one of the projects that I will be doing soon. So as we talked, as this is doing its little bed mesh thing. So let me just go here and get rid of that. Iron Dragon over here in the corner after Printopia. When the LDO all-wheel drive kit comes in that I ordered from KB3D, we'll be taking this one onto the bench. We'll be swapping it to the all-wheel drive, or the, not all-wheel drive. Yeah, all-wheel drive CNC kit for this. So we'll be doing that. We'll be mounting a Jabberwocky on there. And with the Jabberwocky, we'll be mounting it using our PPS CF mount for that. We'll be taking the box turtle down, and the box turtle will get rebuilt to final spec with an enclosure. Fade Dragon is going to become our stealth changer. So we've been putting the purple parts out that we can. This is a colony clack, not colony clacker. This is the clicky clack door that I've had for a while. And the parts for the door buffer, that'll be the first thing that we can do. I've already got parts printed out for, at least all the purple parts printed out for the tool heads and the docking. So those are 2 projects. The third project is going to be an Ender 3 NG build, thanks to Fabreeko. So we'll be building that. And I have all the extra stuff that I need to, I'm going to build it with the advanced. So instead of printed front posts, it'll be other aluminum extrusions at the front. And then we've got the CASA enclosure that we need to build, but we have to actually build that in the shed because I can't get it in and out of the house once I build it. And then what else will we be doing? Down at Ecovate 3D, the Optimus P1 now has a Blue Storm Terra hot end hanging on it. I have not taken pictures of the hot end hanging on it, but there is a picture, focus, of the Blue Storm Terra on a base mount. It was printed in PLA just to verify. That mounting plate has been reprinted in PPS CF, and it's now hanging on the printer. I have a steel version of that plate being made by Sencut Sen right now. And I will be going down to that shop and finishing that up. We're going to rebraid it and clipperize that printer, and that'll be a 600 by 600 by 1000. Yeah, let's see if slowing that down helps. I think we're just overrunning the boron toolhead. And also that, that's... It's going to be going too fast. And I think what I'm going to wind up having to do is stop this, and we're going to have to do the flow control or flow test and just set up flow testing and stuff. I don't think this is going to go. We'll see. We'll let it run a little bit and see if it still makes progress or not. Uh-oh, do they have an open Centauri to make it full clipper now? You're working on it? Okay, good. So I am looking at the Open Giga instructions because, once again, we're putting a Blue Storm Terror, which is Luke's Labs hot end replacement for the Orange Storm Giga, and that is a Bondtech LGX Pro feeding a tube hot end with a Super Volcano heater, beacon probe, and the only thing it uses from the Orange Storm Giga toolhead is the CAN bus board and the 2 part cooling fans and their ducts. Everything else is from Luke's Lab. We're gonna clipperize that Big Optimus P1 and make that run with the Blue Storm Terror toolhead. I also I also am going to be helping a local company called Wolfspeed with their Blue Storm Terra conversion for their Orange Storm Giga. So, and then what was that about the new shop, Evil Diesel? The other two are great, but if they don't open up the hot ends, we'll be stuck with shady hardened nozzles. Exactly. You torn through a few running carbon fiber through it. Okay. Yeesh. We build there and not in the shed. Well, I will have to build in the shed because I don't think the new shop's going to be available just yet. So what Evil Diesel is alluding to is I am looking for shop space. I will be talking to some people at the show about stocking things. I'm going to start stocking parts for builders, modders, and eventually I want to start doing the kits as well. I am going to, that's part of my business model, is custom prints, prototyping for companies, and then also doing custom builds for people. Either, hey, build my Micron, build my Voron, build my my rat rig or what have you, or potentially just straight up custom designs. So that's what I want to get into. And Mrs. Dragon is actually, I want you to say like this, she's this far into the idea because she's actually looking for properties as well. She sees my stress level rising every day from work, and yeah. So yeah, I'll be talking to a few people out the show. So this is under extruding. Yeah, I think I just need to do the flow test and dial in this filament on this printer. That's the standard thing. I don't really do I don't do temp towers unless I'm really using some weird exotic thing. PLA, PETG, I just set it go, right? I do the flow test. I do pressure advance and stuff like that. And what I'm seeing here is we're just, I'm going to stop this. We're way under extruding. And I need to change cancel print macro to just do a park. Yeah, the first layer, we're going down pretty good. We have a little bit of skip steps up here, but you can see that it's not a happy camper. We're overrunning the filament and we're not pushing enough. So we're going to clean off the bed. Of course, it's a sloped edge. Really? Come on. See how many fingerprints I just got on there? And I have a feeling, so I wanted to do the cancel print. Where's print cancel at? That chamber, heat soak, print start, print end, part, G32 prime, print test cube, print test cube. Okay. So we don't have a dedicated cancel in here. That's interesting. So that would be using, is it Mainsail? It's got the standard cancel print, pause, resume, and all that good stuff. All right, good God, I'm going to have to fix that. Oh, just not right now. My brain's not going to work on G-code files right now. So come back here. I know I'm going to have to do a firmware restart and just move this out of that corner. Like I said, I'm going to take some time tomorrow and I'm going to install a physical X end stop on this and take it from centralist homing to a physical X. But for right now, I'm going to have to bite the bullet and file, new project, no, yes, transfer. Let's do a calibration, flow rate. Let's do a YOLO. Transfer. Slice plate. Upload and print. All right, so this is the YOLO, which goes a certain amount plus and a certain amount negative from 0. I think it's 5 either way, plus or minus 0.0. So we'll see how this turns out. Hopefully this will get us a good indication of where our flow rate should be. All right, get chores done. Give little one her stuff and nothing that Dragon can't fix. All right, take it easy, Diesel. I'll see you in the morning. I need to check that nozzle out to make sure it was clean, but it is. Yeah, so I probably won't be on here too much longer. We'll get this started, and basically I'm just going to have to run through some tuning because it was definitely under extruding. So we'll look at the flow rate. So the G2 extruder, you know what? I just got to thinking, we changed the gearing on the Z's, didn't okay, that's just the pinouts. Sorry, I'm looking at the printer config right now. I want to look at the extruder. Yeah, here we have no gearing set in here at all. And it has some default pressure advance. That might have actually been causing an issue as well. What we got going on? We've got uncomment for the G2 extruder. So, okay, yeah, we do have gear ratio in there of 9:1. Okay, so we've got the gear ratio, and I did do the E-steps. Pretty sure I did that part. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a, you know what, there's another thing I wanted to do in here, which was set up the, I was doing full bed mesh, and I want to set up the adaptive mesh. I need to look into that again. So yeah, just final things. We got this pushing plastic. We got her dressed up the other day. So actually, yesterday I put all the panels on her. So it's just starting to get her dialed in a bit so we can take it to the show and give it back to Zura at 3D Printopia this weekend. Dan, you're not able to make it to Printopia, are you? I'm going to do my best to take pictures and short little videos and post stuff at this show. I'm starting to get a little bit better. At least at Murph, I took the videos. I just didn't post them till like that afternoon or the next day. But I'm going to be bringing the Magenta Rising, which was the 0G Mercury 1 rebuild that turned into just a straight up build. Mercury Rising is sitting in the Optimus P1 down at Ecovate 3D. But Magenta Rising is the rebuild of the Inter 5 Plus 0G Merc build. It's running all metal gantry, 9mm belts with Kraken motors for the XY or AB motors, running 48 volts at a little over 2 amps. The Z motor mounts, the bed yokes, and the little trucks are all aluminum. The yokes and the trucks were SLM printed aluminum from N3D Tech. So that's basically full metal there. It's running the E34M1. So the EVA 3 for Mercury 1 mod of the EVA 3. And a tool head that is being announced by Luke's Lab on Saturday morning at 9 Eastern, aka when the show starts, it goes live. I'm bringing the Rift 600, which is the 300 by 600, or in my case 310 by 600 build, because I'm using CR10 plates, which are 310 by 310. And that is a full custom printer by V4 Creations. That is running a Dragon burner, running another one of those tool heads that I can't mention until Saturday. We'll have the Prusa Core 1 that I built down at Ecovate 3D in a 13-hour marathon stream. And that's bone stock. It'll be out there with the auto eject. And then I got to talk to Mukesh and see if I can get that working, because I just realized that they have to be on the same network. So I need to get in there and change the network so that they're on the network. But hopefully we'll have that dialed in and working at the show. And then what else? Mrs. Dragon's going to have a Plinko board, tic-tac-toe. We'll have her Death Racer. Hopefully we'll have an Evil Diesel there. Fingers crossed. Like I said, he's 50-50 right now, whether he's able to go or not. So well, see, that's funny. I have Evil Diesel, but he's normally sitting there talking mad scientist, and by mad scientist, I mean he's talking robotics and death racers, drag racers with everybody normally at the shows, and resin printing stuff. And then I'm sitting there with the printers all day, or trying to go and talk with vendors and people. And then Miss Dragon's running around, and I would say Miss Dragon would be there taking pictures, except she takes some. We got a lot more pictures this year at the shows than we have in the past. So I look forward to that. I'm just hoping. It's just more of I need to manage my time and the socials a little bit better. Especially with getting I've had the business for almost a year now, because we started it last November. It's now just kicking it beyond the concept and getting everything in place. It's been one of those things of I was kind of slow rolling the business, trying to get things in place, and I think I'm just going to accelerate things faster. Yeah, I know somebody that can do social media and event management for me if I ask her to and pay her. So an interesting thing on the Galileo 2 extruder on here, it's not a dual gear. It's a gear and a bearing. So it's got the planetary gearing in it, but it's got just the drive gear. So it's hobbed on one side and a straight bearing on the other side. Kind of think just old school Creality, but yeah, I just don't know why I'm getting such crappy extrusion consistency here. I did just go ahead and increase the temp just to see. Well, thank you, Beans. You do too. Yeah, exactly. That is a bit of an old school, but here's the thing. Some of the artifacting that you will get on your prints is backwards related to the actual extruder because of the way that the gears are meshing. It can lead to a variable flow rate, right? And going to large gears, you can get more teeth on the gears, but you still have that issue with the gears meshing and some inconsistency. All right, well, get some sleep there, Maker Mind Nexus. I've been dealing with today. I just took my last antibiotic this morning. I was dealing with a sinus and ear infection that I was fighting for a couple of weeks, and now I'm still just treating the, I'll say, cold-like symptoms and stuff, but I think the infection is gone, hopefully. So we'll be good. Okay, so here we go. I did increase this to 230, and the consistency went up. So it could just be that we were down at 220, and this is a fast PLA, which the temp range is 195 to 240. So maybe if I had done a temp tower, I would notice it, but yeah, get some rest, Maker Mind Nexus. A lot of us have been sick lately, so get some rest, and we'll see you around the interwebs. No, I'd have to go through it and read the research again, but it has to do with the meshing of the gears of the hob gears, right? So as those two gear, not the teeth for the filament itself, but the gears themselves as they're meshing can cause some inconsistencies in the extrusion. It's really weird. It's like above me, so that's why I say I have to really go back and reread the mathematics behind it and everything. I don't want to say it's above me, but it's one of those things that if you don't live and breathe it every day, you have to go back and refresh your memory on it. But I will tell you this. I haven't used one of these in a long while where you just had a single gear other than, well, the trad rack. And I think the older Mark II, the Mark II, the MMU2, I think, did the MMU3, God, I'm trying to remember if the MMU3 went to, I think it's using both dual Bondtech hob gears now. But there are still a lot of things that use one drive gear and a bearing, right? it's still a viable option. I'll say I was a little bit shocked to realize that that's what this is, because when I got this printer, the Z drives were built and the extruder was built. I did have to take them apart and rebuild a couple of them with some updated parts. I will be building 2 of these from scratch soon, because my stealth changer, I'm going to have 2 orbiters and 2 Galileos. So tool 1 and 2 are going to be orbiter 2.5s with conch hot ends, and the 3 and 4 are going to be Galileos with possibly conch, probably conch. I'm probably just going to, I want to make sure that all 4 of the business ends are the same. So I'll probably go and get 4 conch hot ends for the other 2. I have 2 picas coming, but I think what I'm going to do is put the picas in my X1Cs. So the pica is the kickstarted, or the hot end that Luke's Lab did through Kickstarter. It gets your flow rates way up on the on your X1 carbons. So we're gonna work on that. We'll swap those in. But right now I do have 1, 2, 3 conchs sitting over here, and I've got a 4th one somewhere. I don't know what I did with the darn thing. I'm pretty sure it's not in the printer, so because I did swap both of these back to their stock hot ends, because I had clogs in both of my conchs. So I'll find that other one, or I will procure another one. Chances are it just fell down the crack, and it's underneath the bench somewhere. I just need to go dig for it. But I want to run 4 conchs across the stealth changer, because you really don't want to. I mean, having different extruders is one thing, but having a lot of differences between the tool heads on a tool changer can be bad and lead into chasing a bunch of stuff that you don't need to. Okay. But right now, folks, it's 8:30. Like I said, Mrs. Dragon's been gone for the last couple of weeks, and I'm going to go down and spend some time with her, as I've been doing the last couple of days since she got back on Saturday. Let me see who is up and running that we can raid out to. Polymaker's still up and running. Looks like Moji and Layer by Layers up and doing their thing. Who they've got on today? Layerworks Solutions. Okay. You guys want to go check out Polymaker or Moji and Layer by Layer? Yeah, shenanigans. Like I said, let me show something real fast, because I don't know if you've seen the layout for 3D Printopia. So, layout for 3D Printopia. Always close to rating out. Okay, we'll go over to Layer by Layer emoji. So this is the layout for 3D Printopia. The main entrance is right here, and you can come down any of the corners. I am going to be right here in the center, right across from the LDO booth, right next to Ecovate 3D. So this is me right here. So yeah, when you're there, definitely come on by, dude. Every time we try and see each other at this show, it winds up that we don't have a chance to talk that much. But if you come down, I swear I will, if I have to, I will tag out and walk out of the booth and chat with you for a bit. All right? So, all right. Thanks everybody for being here. I'm going to go ahead and get a raid going out to layer by layer. And once again, thank you all for being here. Thank you for sticking around as we went through this Micron build. I know it went way long as far as the number of streams on this, but I think all in all, we're doing good on this build. I just need to get some tuning done. So thank you all for being here. Please go with me as we raid on over to layer by layer, and then on to his stream with Moji. And thank you all so much. If you're going to be at 3D Printopia, I hope to see you there Saturday and Sunday. I may stream Thursday night, and if I do, it's going to be streaming from the hotel in Bel Air, Maryland, because I'm driving up there Thursday. Well, thank you all for being here, and you guys have a great night. Stay safe, and I hope to see a lot of you this weekend. Bye now. For those of you watching on YouTube, thank you so much for sticking around through the end of this build and the end of this stream. Please take care of yourself. If you like what you see and you like some of those projects we were talking about earlier, please make sure that you, 1, like this stream, 2, or this video, 2, hit that subscribe button and be sure to click that bell to be notified of future videos. And YouTube's going to be suggesting a new video right here.